Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. This is episode 4. On the last episode, we finally got a little bit more explanation as to what's going on in this plot. Turns out that the weird shadow monsters are actually called the Heartless, and they're kind of after people's hearts, which is no bueno. So we have the Keyblade, a super weapon that basically can kill them all, and now Sora is tasked with basically dealing with that, even though he's never asked for it and has no idea what's going on. Also, he desperately wants to find Riku and Kairi, who are still missing, and Donald and Goofy are also somewhere in this town looking for Sora, but they haven't quite come across him just yet, so we're going to hopefully remedy that by the end of this part. So, at the end of the last episode, we got ambushed by some Heartless, and we're now trying to make our way further through Traverse Town, which, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode, but I love Traverse Town. It's one of the original worlds for Kingdom Hearts that isn't based on a Disney property, and... oh, sorry, I can't carry any more potions. I forgot I had basically finished all of that. I love Traverse Town. I just love the music, I love the aesthetics, the whole nighttime theme. It's really, really cool. So there's a couple of things we're going to show off before we go to where we need to go. I could just run over there, but I kind of have a few more little things we got to go over before we get there. So we're going to head down this alleyway, and we jumped up into it. I think I got all the Heartless here, and there should be a few more on this turn. I don't really need to fight these guys because I'm totally over-leveled. And we're going to head inside this door here, and I think we got to go through all the rooms. So if you notice, we lost our HP and our command gauge, and this area looks a little weird and definitely kind of freaky from other things. Also, there's a lot of dog pictures on the wall. I wonder where we are. So we're going to go through, I think, one more room, and we'll get the answer to that question. And here we are. The 99 puppies were lost amid the chaos of their world's destruction. Find them in various worlds. So yes, we are tasked with finding the 101 Dalmatians, and technically it's only 99 because there's 100 and 101 right here, Pongo and Purdy. So you have to find all the Dalmatians. Now, you don't actually have to find 99 of them because they're hidden in chests. Don't ask how they're breathing, it's magic. But there's 3 puppies in every chest, so it's not as crazy as it seems. And don't worry, we're going to tackle that near the end of the game, not right now. And if I find any on our way, because odds are I'll probably come across a chest that I don't remember has puppies in it, don't worry about it, I'll just edit it all back into a video near the end of the series when we finally address that subplot. So that's one of the things I wanted to show off. I think I'm going to head back to the first district. There's a little bit of a bonus thing you can see before we go to where we need to go. So I'm just going to quickly run through these guys and just head up here on the side. Don't think there's anything else I want to get. Also, I want to head back to the first district and open up that chest that we couldn't open up, or that locker that we couldn't open up. So if we head back to the first district, which you don't have to do, again, this is optional, Leon will be standing over here if you talk to him. The first district is secure. If you run into trouble, come back here. So yeah, Heartless won't ever spawn here in the first district. They did in the last episode, but only for that one section. They'll never show up again for the rest of the game. So there's another postcard. Just pick that up. I think I'll go check that in. I think we can also talk to Yuffie and Aerith. I believe they're also here. I jumped back up here just to quickly get around. So yeah, here's Aerith, and she'll talk to us. So you're the Keyblade Master. Please be careful. And she'll give you a Mega Potion. Aerith is great. She gives you some great items in the game. In fact, there's a special spell that you can get from her in the late game that the game doesn't even tell you about. Yeah, you gotta totally figure it out on your own, which kind of sucks. And when we get to it, you're gonna be like, really? They didn't make that obvious? Here's Yuffie. The first district is all clear, but I don't know about the third district. So yeah, that's the hint that you need to find the third district, which is hidden within the second district, obviously. Also, if you, I don't think it says it, but yeah, that door there that she's standing in front of, that's a shortcut to the third district that we can't get to right now because we don't have the right abilities to access the door. I think I wanted to put that postcard into the mailbox. I don't think it's going to give me anything too great, but let's see what it does. And Mega Potion. Never hurts to have a Mega Potion. You never know when that will come in handy. And I'm going to jump up here, take the shortcut, and come on, jump up. And head back into the second district. So yeah, if you head back to the second district, we came out from the Dalmatians' house, which was at the far end of this path. But if you notice, there's a building over here, and then there's a turn to the right. So yeah, if you want to get to the third district, you got to just make a quick little right down this way. And if you're confused as to where you're going, I believe it says third district above the door here. So yeah, if you're looking for it, shouldn't take you too long to find. area's pretty small, so eventually you'll come across it, and I believe it says 3rd district. Let me just get into first person, make sure. Yep, 3rd district, so there you go. And it also says it right there if you're so inclined to just look at. So, not much we can do here. We're going to hit a cutscene as soon as we walk in.
Gosh, are these the Heartless guys?
Let's go get 'em to see.
The key!
So now we've teamed up with Donald and Goofy. They've joined our party, and we're gonna fight alongside of them. Also, something I didn't mention, I'll do it really quick. If you're thinking that by me leveling up to level 19, I've kind of cheated Donald and Goofy out of where they are, nope, they actually leveled up alongside you. There's something built into the programming that if Sora's level 19, Donald and Goofy have to be similar levels. So we'll see later when we get to the menu screen, but trust me, they're the same level. Or near the same level. So this is our first real boss, and by that I mean actual boss that can kill you, because this is the guard armor, and he's a pain in the ass if you're not a proper level. And trust me, in my practice runs when I wasn't over leveled, got my ass handed to me quite a few times. So the cool thing about this boss is he can be attacked by pieces. So I don't know if I can quickly show you, but you see me, I'm scanning through all of his stuff, and he has about 2.5 bars of health, but his individual body parts, they're pretty weak, and I'm strong enough to pretty much knock them out in a few hits. And when you break them, they give you HP orbs. So this is supposed to be a little bit easy. It's sort of like a, I don't want to say handicapped fight, but it's meant to be easy because right now we don't have a cure spell. We only have potions, and if we run out of potions, kind of screwed and can't really do anything, which sucks. Also, Donald doesn't have cure magic either, despite being a wizard. So yeah, we're kind of got our hands tied here. Ooh, there was sliding dash. We just saw it real there faster. So I'm going to take out his legs next. Go all Mafia school on his butt here. Just take out the legs. Or Cobra Kai, just sweep the leg. Or in this case, whack the leg and combo the leg. That's a thing, right? So yeah, all his body parts are gone. And here's his main body. And this, he'll start doing this really annoying move in a second. I want him to show it off before I knock him out, because I'm probably going to kill him. Yeah, he'll do this spinning move like this. That hurts. Also, he runs up to you, which, not fun. Can kill you instantly. And see, Goofy leveled up, learned a new move. I'll go over everybody's abilities when we get there, which is why I wanted to split the episodes, because there's some stuff we have to talk about after this. So, yeah, that was our first boss. Easy because I was over leveled, but trust me, this isn't going to save me for too long. Eventually, logically, I'm even if I fight whatever Heartless I fight on the way to whatever place I'm going, they won't give me enough experience to level up fast, and probably by about around the 4th or 5th world, we'll probably be around the same level I should have been. So we obtained Brave Warrior. Like I said, we're going to get accessories, and they're the best accessories to get from bosses. It's better than buying them from the shops.
So, you were looking for me?
They too have been seeking the wielder of the Keyblade.
Hey, why don't you come with us? We can go to other worlds on our vessel.
I wonder if I could find Riku and Kairi.
Of course.
Are you sure?
Who knows? But we need them to come with us to help us find the kid.
Sora, go with them. Especially if you want to find your friends.
Yeah, I guess.
But you can't come along looking like that. Understand?
Oh?
No frowning, no sad face, okay?
Yeah, you gotta look funny, like us. Yup. Whoa.
Yes, but ones on happy faces.
Happy?
That's one funny face.
Okay, why not? I'll go with you guys.
Donald Duck.
Name's Goofy.
I'm Sora.
All for one, one for all.
So the team is finally coming together, but sinister forces seem to be watching us.
Took down that Heartless. Who'd have thought it? Such is the power of the Keyblade. The child's strength is not his own.
Why don't we turn him into a Heartless? Ha ha ha! That'll settle things quick enough.
And the brat's friends are the king's lackeys. Slug on the eyes, they're all built rats by the look of them.
You're no prize yourself.
Shut up!
Enough! The Keyblade has chosen him. Will it be he who conquers the darkness? Or will the darkness swallow him? Either way, he could be quite useful.
Ah, so Maleficent, the evil Maleficent. Yeah, she's freaky. Just a side note before we continue here, Maleficent is a creepy Disney villain. Scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, when I first watched Sleeping Beauty. She's just bugging freaky. Seriously, if you haven't seen the original Sleeping Beauty, she's scary. And you can't watch that piece of crap Maleficent that came out a few years ago with Angelina Jolie. That was so bad because they turned her into like this. I get it, they made her like a sympathetic character, but Maleficent is like pure evil. She's like devil spawn, and trust me, if you've watched the original Sleeping Beauty, you know what I'm talking about. She creepy for all the right reasons, and don't get me wrong, sometimes you just need a bad guy that's just no motivation, no nothing, just is the essence of evil, and that's what she is. And that's why I love that Maleficent is sort of the main big bad Disney villain here that's got all the other Disney villains sort of in her little group therapy session thing that she's got going on back there. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the text was a bit higher up in that scene. I think it has something to do with the HD transfer from standard to high def. They didn't quite get it right, which is kind of funny. But we're going to continue here. Make sure you're prepared for the journey ahead of you. We don't know how far the Heartless have spread. Check out the shops here. They've got some pretty neat stuff. This is from all of us. That's right, 500 money. We're going to spend it on hookers and booze. Spend it as you see fit. And this is from Leon. Elixir, that should be helpful. Good luck. I hope you find your friends. Look out for each other. Keep your spirits up. The gummy ship is outside that gate, and this is why I wanted to call the ship the Jello ship, because it's called a gummy ship. Get it? Gummy, gelatin. Well, because I lost to Riku in that episode, unfortunately, it's going to be called Highwind, so I think you can rename it, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, it's outside the main entrance. You can teleport to the gummy ship from save points. Open the save menu and select gummy ship, but not all save points let you board the ship. Yeah, sometimes you can't get on it, but trust me, it never really comes up as a problem. The what? That's our ship. Wait till you see it. Hold on. Sora, this is for you. Obtain the power of fire. We learned fire! So yeah, you learned magic. I, again, don't know what happens if you pick magic first. Maybe you don't get fire? I don't actually know. Or maybe, I honestly have never picked the staff. If someone in the comments wants to say what you get, I actually don't know, which is surprising because I know a lot about this game, and yet I don't know what happens if you pick magic. So now you can start customizing your magic abilities, and I'll show that off in a second. Now you can use magic too. Goofy, give him that other thing. What? You know. Oh yeah. Sora learned dodge roll. This is a godsend. So yeah, even if you overlevel, you can't get dodge roll until you meet Goofy at this point, which sucks. Because dodge roll is an awesome ability. Ability allows you to do all sorts of things. Guess we should look for them along the way, huh? Okay, is that it? Let's get going. Not till we're ready. Well, I see big adventures coming their way. Looks like it's up to me to keep track of it all in my journal. Yes, Jiminy's journal. So real fast, we're going to go through everything we just got. See, journal is now new. But let's start at the top and work our way down. This is why I wanted to split the video, because I'm going to have to do some explaining. So for equipment, you've got Donald and Goofy now with their own inventory. I'm going to equip Brave Warrior, which is going to raise my HP and my strength. Should be good for me. You might want to put things on Goofy and Donald on the higher difficulties, because their AI ain't exactly playing with all 52 cards, if you know what I mean. And basically, you kind of need weapons and items to just make sure they stay alive, but odds are they're gonna die a lot, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Even if you change their status in the customized menus, it's not gonna help. So we have abilities, and I don't think I can equip dodge roll, so I'm gonna get rid of slap shot just for now, because I love dodge roll and I want to have that equipped. Donald has 2 moves, so like I said, I skipped past it. So yeah, like I'm level 19. Donald and Goofy, look at that, 16 and 21. So yeah, I think Goofy is always meant to be 2 levels higher than you, and Donald is always supposed to be about 3 levels lower than you. Don't know why that's how it's coded, but That's how it works. And they also have already learned all their abilities that they should have gotten at the right levels. And they also have the corresponding AP. So Berserk and Haste. Berserk means that when HP is low, you can combine with the weapon skill for more power. Kind of works. MP boost is great. It boosts MP recovery rate. So basically, I don't think you'll see it even if I exit, but there's a charge bar next to the blue bar in Sora's MP gauge. You can't really see it right now, but if you attack things, it'll start doing this orange bar, and if you hit enough enemies, you'll gain a fraction of the bar back. The more you have of it, the faster it goes, and you can basically regain your MP, which is a beautiful thing to have in the late game. For Goofy, we have Rocket, which attacks up in the air. It's a new move for him. Jackpot gives us more balls. Awkward line. Charge is another move for Goofy. Makes him charge with the shield. Treasure Magnet makes you pick up things from far distance. And Tornado, which we picked up at the fight with the guard armor, gives us this other ability that we can't equip just yet. So that's it for now. Customize. So yeah, this is what you can do now. You can customize which magic spells you have. Well, obviously, we only have fire right now, so not a whole lot of options. If you have this, where you can change how they attack, how they do defensive stuff, how they do advanced magic. Basically, I never touch this. I usually always leave it alone, because if you change the offensive and defensive or advanced magics to something like constantly, they're going to blow through their MP faster than they already do. And trust me, you're going to want them to hold on to it as best they can. So these settings, kind of the best you need. Honestly, HP items, you might want to slide over to frequently if you're a little low leveled and you want to make sure that if you give them potions and stuff, they'll save your ass. But trust me, it's better to just leave everything on the default. Status screens, I don't think changes. They have the same screens as Sora. And journal. Journal is new. So this is Jiminy's journal. It's kind of bare bones right now, but we'll fill up as we move along. Right now in Kingdom Hearts 1, the journal isn't as mandatory as in later games. So later games basically hinge a lot on this journal, or the reports as it's called in later games, where you kind of got to do everything it tells you. It gives you mission objectives, it gives you bonus content stuff to do. Here it's just sort of a record of everything you do. So the chronicles are the story. You can read what's been going on. If you haven't played in a while, it kind of gives you the sort of bare bones of what's happening. Characters, there's 3 sections. These are main characters like Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Donald and Goofy. Characters are 2, or the characters we meet in the Disney worlds. So right now we've only met Jiminy, but as we go on we'll meet all the characters in every corresponding Disney universe. And then you get the Heartless, and this can all be filled up based on every Heartless you fight. So yeah, that was Darkseid, the big guy we fought at the beginning. Guard armor, which we just fought. And I'm going to show you this, which shows you how crazy I am. It tells you how many you defeated. So I've only been playing the game for roughly on screen about maybe 3.5 hours, but I defeated 2,668 shadows, and a good chunk of that was on the Destiny Islands in that level up loop that I explained in that episode. So yeah, kind of a lot to do. Kind of insane. I think Soldier, I'm on the way last year, 22. Not that crazy with that. So also what you can do is I didn't show it off, but if you go to the menu and you pick a character, you press the triangle button, you can see the character model. Kind of cool. Kind of nice. I spent a lot of time just chilling looking at the models. It's always cool to just give it a whirl. And this is in all the Kingdom Hearts games. They pretty much leave it all the same. There's really not much else to look at right now. Like I said, it's going to fill up as we do more things. Now, we're going to head over to the side here because there's another thing we're going to get. Hey, look at this mark. I wonder what it is. This is a Trinity mark. They appear in many places. Only the blue ones react in the beginning. Sora, Donald, and Goofy can perform various Trinity moves besides these marks. So right now we have blue, which is a treasure Trinity. Try saying that 7 times fast. When you jump on it, you'll gain some sort of bonus goodie. So for this one over here that we've got, it's a chest, which I believe is an item? No, it's a postcard. I thought it was a postcard. And we'll jump out. I think you can get that through other means later on in the game. There's another blue Trinity marker here. Basically, it's here because as you go to leave, you'll pass it and you'll have no choice but to trigger that cutscene. But you can go to the right and trigger it that way too. So this one does the usual thing where you're just going to get money balls or a couple of item pickups. I don't think there is an item pickup on this one. It's just money. But there's about 100. That's not bad. We're going to go over and we're going to talk to Leon and the gang because it's an optional little cutscene. Well, not really cutscene, but optional dialogue tree you can get. So if you go talk to Leon, he's going to tell us something we already came across. There are Dalmatians named Pongo and Purdy. Or Perdita? I think it's Perdita. Perdita? I always thought it was Purdy. Pongo and Perdita. Oh shoot, it's Perdita. I didn't even realize that. Living in the 2nd district. What's wrong? They're quite upset, these Dalmatians. They've lost their puppies. Squawk can't stop worrying about them. Call me Leon. See, he's still an ass, even. Hate it. Sora, would you look for the puppies? Help them out. So yeah, they basically tell you to go look for the Dalmatians, which is a side quest that you can obviously, like I said before, engage in. Now, I think that's all I want to do for right now, but we're going to end the episode off. We're already at 20 minutes, so this was perfect. I love how I split this. We're going to go to the world map and explore a little bit more there and show off the traversal element of Kingdom Hearts. So this is the world map. The green cursor shows your current position. I guess I should put on a voice because it is Chip and Dale. Select your next destination with the cursor. Observe the battle level when selecting destinations. More stars mean stronger Heartless in that world. So yeah, this is the world map. In the original Kingdom Hearts, it's not as free as this. So as you see right now, I'm moving the cursor around all crazy. But in the original game, you just sort of locked on to the next thing, and then you moved back, and then you sort of like this. But now you can go crazy and move it all around. Now, real quick before we select anything and show anything else, Disney Castle is still there, but no matter what I do, I can't get over to it. In the original concept of the game, if you look at beta footage, you were supposed to go back to Disney Castle. There was footage of Sora running down one of the corridors. Originally, after Traverse Town, you were supposed to go to Disney Castle and talk to Minnie, I believe, and then you were going to go to the first Disney Worlds. But I'm assuming when they were fine-tuning it and fixing it up, realized it's kind of stupid. We kind of already established what we're doing and what the goal of the game is right now. So there's really no point in having to stop and go back to Disney Castle and reiterate some exposition again. Now, there's a few other things we're going to do. First, we're going to go press square and enter the Gummy Garage. And this is where you can build gummy ships. Right now, we can't really do anything because our garage only has Highwind, because that's the name Riku gave the ship. And if you prick, you can rename. So if you want to rename it to Jello Ship, you can. You can change the ships, you can configure how their functions work. And then there's your inventory. So right now, we only have like a bare basics of actual gummy blocks. And so the ships are basically all these little things put together. And you can build ones in the garage. So you can take like the Kingdom Blueprint and you'll go to this screen and you can move the ship around and you can shuffle through items. This whole section is very cumbersome because if you can already see there's like an R1 button and R2 button. This is to move whole blocks around. This is to pick items out of the thing, and then the third one is to see what it looks like. So you can add things to the ship. You're not going to do that a whole lot depending on which version of the game you're playing. So if you're playing the standard Kingdom Hearts game, you don't need to upgrade the gummy ship at all. The higher difficulties make it more challenging on the routes to each world, but for the most part, you might just need to add an extra gun or two to make it a little bit more salvageable. Eventually, you get a warp gummy, which allows you to warp back to places you've been, which is a godsend, but you gotta pretty much go to every world once on this ship. So we're never actually gonna go do this because there's something else that ties into this. So like I said, depending on the version of the game you're playing will determine whether or not you spend more time with the gummy ship, because if you press triangle you'll see that it says gummy ship mission. So this is brand new to Final Mix, where there are now 3 missions to every gummy ship route that you have in the game. So right now we're going to look at Traverse Town. It tells you the game mode we're on. These are the 3 missions. So right now here's all the worlds we have, just Traverse Town, but by the end of the game I think there's 9 of them that you can travel to, and they each have 3 corresponding missions. So right now, if we want to get the first mission done, we have to obtain a score of 80 or higher. So as we go across shooting things, we got to get a score of 80. Easy enough. Some of these missions are insanely annoying and insanely difficult. I believe one of them requires you to get through an entire trek from one of the ending worlds back to Traverse Town with only using like 2 gummy blocks, no weapons, and you can't take damage. So it's a pain in the ass. Now, depending also on which version of the game you're playing, whether you're on PS3 or PS4, also determines how annoying this is. So if you're playing it on PS3, oof, good lord, you're going to have to do every single mission. Mainly because there's an achievement that requires a trophy, not Xbox, PlayStation. There's a trophy that requires you to do the 3rd level missions, and you need to do all of them in order to get the blueprints for some of the other ships. Which adds into the other blueprint of gaining all the gummy ships, because there's also different models that you can find, and we'll talk about that later on. We don't get to do that right now, but there is an achievement, and again I'm saying achievement, it's a trophy for doing all 3 levels on every single world. So it's definitely a pain in the ass if you're playing on PS3. If you're playing on PS4, they fixed this. They patched out one of the trophies to only be you need to defeat 1 mission at level 3. And some of them are annoying, like I said, but there are a few that are pretty easy. So all you gotta do is beat the 1 level 3 mission. So it's pretty easy on PS4, pain in the ass on PS3. In regards to what we're gonna do for the Let's Play, I ain't doing it. I did these missions. I did it once on PS3, and I did it again when I played it through on the first time on PS4. So I'm not going to do it again. I'll show you what you get. I'll load up my other file, maybe on my PS3, or I'll just show you what it looks like on my 100% file, and show you what you do, but I'll show you what all the missions look like, or what some of the other later missions look like, but we're not really going to discuss that. We'll address it later on near the tail end of the videos, but for right now, I'm not going to deal with it. So there's two ways we can go. We can go down here to the battle level 2, or we can go here to battle level 1. Now, technically, you're supposed to go here, another world will show up here, and then you're supposed to go back here, and then revert back to Traverse Town in a circle. But you can choose to go here if you want. Now, technically, me being level 20 or whatever, 19 at this point, I could go here, and it'll generally be fun, but I want to be able to, you know, do things in the sort of order that we've got them in. So we're going to go to the correct world. So I'm going to show off the gummy ship traveling before I call it a day for this episode. We travel to different worlds on the gummy ship. The Heartless ships often give us a hard time. Always be on the lookout during flight. Your journey will be documented until you reach your destination. Seek out the missions each world has to offer, so that's new text. Control the gummy ship with the left analog stick, tilt it up to descend, blah blah blah. Blue gauge shows the power level, firing, yeah, okay, so here you go, and you got your score on the side. And this is it. This is how you travel to each world in Kingdom Hearts. You go on this very slow-moving ship across what looks like the, I don't know, rejected Olympic rings and weird fruits floating in the void of space. It's weird and it's not so fun. It's very boring. So in regards to how we're going to handle the gummy ship for this playthrough, enjoy it, because this is one of the few times you're going to actually see me flying the gummy ship, because for the most part I will pick it up at the next world, gummy ship already done. So I'm going to cut out all of the gummy ship totally, except for maybe a couple of important story related ones that require you to maybe encounter something or go back to something. There's a few cutscenes that happen when you're on the gummy ship, but not a whole lot. So for the most part I'm going to cut them out because it's not really important. They're not too long either. This first one takes about like maybe a minute and a half, not really too long. But the ship is painfully slow. Now there are ways to make the ship go faster. There are gummy blocks that you can add to make speed go up, or you can add lasers to destroy more things in the environment. But by the time you get all that stuff, and by the time you do it, you already have the warp gummy to go back to pretty much 80-something% of the main worlds that you're going to be visiting. So it doesn't really pay by that point, so I usually just let it go. Like I said, on Proud Mode, it is difficult if you don't have like better gummy blocks for defense, or you don't have the better strength ones, or even the better weapons like the laser guns. It can die a lot, but for the most part, you're going to just get through this no problem. On normal mode, trust me, back in the day, I used to put a piece of tape over my PS2 controller, go get a drink, go get a snack, and call it a day at that point. And here we are, we already made it to the first world, and that is where I'm going to cut it off. We're just shy of 30 minutes. Like I said, shorter episodes as we move along, and I'm thinking this is going to be much better as we move on. Everything will be split into 2 parts. So we've arrived at our first world. We'll discuss more about that on the next part. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys on part 5.